Hi everybody, here is the astrology for October 2016 by me, Jean Hart, astrologyjeanhart.com. If you want to book a chart with me, please be sure and give me a call at 406-599-3934. That's 406-599-3934. Text me, that's the fastest way to get me. October is going to be quite a month. First thing that I'll talk about is the new moon and the full moon. Now, the new moon is on September 30th, and it is in the sign Libra. We're going to have a month where we want to deal with our psychology, deal with our open enemies, and resolve any and all differences of opinion that we may have with anyone, anywhere, if at all possible. One of the things about open enemies is if you have a list of all the people that you've had problems with, and some of those people are from the past and you can't really call them up and, resolve it, make peace with it, then take it to your prayer work. Take it to your altar. Your body is your temple, your heart is your altar. That's where you resolve everything. So take it to your prayers. Send them love. And then do good deeds for the people that you're interacting with now. Because I think you get a fair share of credit in the sense that you're evolving out of that wanting war with people. So this is a month, October, with this new moon in Libra, to take care of open enemies, to make peace with those open enemies, to do the diplomatic gesture or the good deed. It is an energy of forming partnerships and relationships and closing the sale. It is most specifically an energy of dealing with understanding yourself, dealing with your psychology. I highly recommend that you read some of M. Scott Peck's book, and I think he's written about 7 of them, and they've all been bestsellers because he's such a great writer. Road Less Traveled, M. Scott Peck, PhD in psychology. Take a look at yourself and work on you. But in the process of working on you, make sure that you're paying attention to other people's needs and trying to find ways to resolve them. Obviously, school, room, earth is the place to resolve issues with other people, because it seems like through life all we do is interact with other people. And so why? And why these particular people in your life? That's because they've been assigned to you. You have a round trip ticket. You designed the screenplay before you got here. Now you're here and all these people are in your face. The thing you want to do with Libra is not react to any negative condition that comes your way. If someone comes into your life and throws negative energy at you or calls you names or accuses you of this and that, and you know you didn't do it, just turn and smile. Turn the other cheek. Learn what you can from what they're saying. And don't react to them. Don't send back negative energy. Because basically the only reason it's in your face is giving you the opportunity to balance it out and to become the master of your world. Self-mastery is everything in the realm of getting your graduation papers. And so Libra may bring open enemies, and on a planetary scale it may bring some warfare here and there, unfortunately. But I think if you start, and you're the one that decides to make peace with all the friends that really in your mind became enemies somehow, or maybe all the enemies in your mind that you want to resolve your differences of opinion with, do it. Because 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1, and it's catching. You do it, you're a pillar of light walking through time and space. People notice because we all read each other's auras all the time. So October is the month to make peace with your enemies. It's also the month to understand yourself and to deal with your own psychology. Because the new moon is in Libra, the full moon will be in Aries on the 15th of October. Aries is very aggressive energy, and it can be very, very selfish sometimes. So you want to watch for being trigger happy and sort of thinking and focusing on what am I getting out of this. Watch for the dark side of Aries energy, which is conceit, deceit, arrogance, ego, and betrayal. All those things you'll have to master. If you don't master them, believe me, life is like a boomerang, cause, effect. It will come back and bite you. So if you do some trigger happy thing to someone else, you judge them too quick, you're mean to them, you're selfish in their presence, that's going to happen to you. You know what Thumper says, everything, what is that saying from the movie Bambi? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. I'm going to elaborate on that. If you can't do something nice, then step back. do something nice. Don't be mean under this energy. Remember, October is the month to take care of psychology, to get rid of your shame. The shame happened between the ages of 0 and 7 when people called you names or your parents yelled at you and you didn't really even understand why they were yelling. It traumatized you and wounded you, potentially. And so now when people do it as you're older, you bring up that record. You don't know why you're reacting so emotionally, but the first clue, Dick Tracy, that you are emotionally in need of getting control of yourself and overcoming a psychological issue would be because you feel it emotionally. So walk on the water of your emotions and do the good deeds. Keep your thoughts in check and watch how your anger is being handled. You do want to handle your anger. You don't want to express anger. You make big time karma when you do that. So the new moon and the full moon has a great potential for building relationships. You want to make the deal, you can do it under that new moon to the full moon, and that's when you should do it. I think between the new moon and the full moon, that's the creative time, and then the full moon to the new moon, that's the time when you have created it, and then you go forth and show the rest of the world what you're doing. And so you can use that in the realm of marketing, anything that you're about. Create between the new moon and the full moon, and then present it after the full moon to the next new moon. And you will find that things work a little better for you. Timing is everything. All right, the other things that are happening this month is that the Mercury is finally going to get out of that Virgo positioning that it's been in as it went retrograde and direct in September and August. And on the 7th of October, it goes into the sign Libra. More indication that we need to be thinking about our psychology, what we need to fix inside ourselves, how we can help other people fix themselves, truly being our brother's keeper, instead of having warfare just because we don't like the way that they act. Again, it's an indication that we need to get off of the fixation of me. What do I get out of this? Life is about me. No, it's not. Life is about what you can do for someone else. Well, it's supposed to be that way anyway. I mean, there's balance, obviously. But work on your psychology in the month of October. Venus on the 18th will go into the sign Sagittarius, so that's time to take a look at your belief systems and extract from your world any desire to seek revenge toward any individual, known or unknown, named or not named. Philosophy, belief systems, going out into the Mother Nature and the great outdoors, and doing things that uplift is an excellent way to deal with Venus and Sagittarius, maybe even traveling and dealing with foreigners. I think that as the Sun goes into Scorpio on the 22nd of October and Mercury goes into Scorpio on the 24th of October, we'll start seeing more banking issues, maybe things in our economy and at Wall Street that we'll have to sort of look at. We don't want to. It's a time where you want to budget. It's a time where you want to do your entrepreneur dance and focus on, your ability to be a good business person. And even if you work for someone else, the same goes. You want to do the best that you can because you want to attract to you that promotion. Scorpio energy tends to give us all a little bit more charisma, an ability to go below the surface of things and have perception and see what we need to do to fix parts of our world that we need to fix. The thing that you want to be careful of with Scorpio energy is desire. What do you desire? Because it can really make you obsess about something that you think you gotta have, and it can make you go deep. These desires are not real. Really, there's only one desire you should have, and that is to get the self-mastery you need to graduate from this planet. And you can only do that through the heart and through the love that you do and give to other people. So Scorpio energy can make your desires amplified, all kinds of desires, brother. We all need to just let it go. With Scorpio energy, that is the lesson. Let it go. Now, of course, we've got a couple weeks before we start feeling that amplification of obsessive, intense thoughts about what it is we want, money-wise, and every level of desire. Again, you have 4 lower bodies: your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual bodies. All of these bodies need your attention. And when planets go into Scorpio, you've got the greatest amount of energy to make change for yourself. And since you've dealt with all your open enemies in this life, and in this month of October, and you have plucked out of yourself all psychological problems, and you have found your point of peace and your point of harmony with every single solitary person on this planet that you've ever had a friction with, and you have closed every sale that you've wanted to close, the Scorpio, you'll be free to serve people. And the high side of Scorpio is selflessness, sacrifice, surrender. The low side is selfishness, I want, I gotta have. And the jealousy and the envy and the toxic conditions that we create for ourselves. But if you ever want to give up a habit or give up anything, believe me, Scorpio energy is the energy to do it under. So we'll have that October 22nd through approximately November 22nd to deal with the deeper stuff inside of ourselves and get rid of it, clean it up, and not let ourselves get so toxic. So, keeping in mind the Scorpio energy is activating on the 22nd of October. Before that, as a matter of fact, tomorrow, Pluto will be going what's called direct. It's been retrograde for some months now. It's going direct at 14 degrees Capricorn. So you want to look in your chart and see if you have any 14 degree numbers. I think Pluto might stir up as it goes direct. Again, let me just reiterate the fact that it's like an amplified energy when a planet goes either retrograde or direct. So when it's retrograde, it usually takes a few days. Sometimes, depending on what planet it is, Pluto would take a week or more, a couple weeks. It's like more energy coming down the pipeline. Okay, so now Pluto's going direct right now as we speak. That means it's turning and going forward. And what you might see is people coming to a point in their worlds where they're having to look at the fork in the road. Which way should I go? It is a time where you may meet the enemy within. And there is a great book called The Enemy Within by Elizabeth Clare Prophet you might want to get your hands on. But, the Armageddon that goes on inside ourselves, the warring of the members, Pluto going direct can have us warring with the Capricorn type energy. The dark side of Capricorn is criticism, condemnation, and judgment of others and of ourselves. So we have to stop picking on ourselves and picking on others and expecting them to be something that maybe they're not. The best thing you can do with Pluto and Capricorn is to expand your capacity to love, unconditional love. Because Capricorn can produce a hardness of heart that is so cold because it's ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the coldest planet in our solar system. That being said, Pluto going direct gives you a great chance to shed something, maybe give up something, maybe be hurt by something because it's time for you to go in a new direction. The reason you're ever at a fork in the road, whether it be going through divorces or losing a job or any kind of drastic change in your life, is because it's time to be doing something else, moving on. It's kind of the way your God gets you to change the direction so that you can work on another set of circumstances. So there are no accidents in life, there's just opportunity. So Pluto may be painful in the process of death and forcing you to let go of something, but what it brings to you after you do that is a whole new clean white page of experience. So death and rebirth is what Pluto's about as it turns direct. And so jobs may be needing to be looked at. What do you really want from the job that you're doing? Do you want a promotion? Do you want a new business? Because the entrepreneur skills will definitely be coming to the surface toward the end of October and actually beginning now. If you have questions, give me a call at 406-599-3934. October and November are the months you really want to get deep into your astrology because you have the capacity to actually go deeper with all the Scorpio energy that's going to be in the air. It's the only time where we can just literally look at stuff we don't want to look at any other time. So hopefully this has helped, and take care of yourself, and I'll be talking to you soon.
Let Jean do an astrology consultation for you, your family, or your friends. Go to astrologyjeanhart.com or give her a call or text her at 1-406-599-5555. 3934. There are powerful spiritual tools available to help you deal with planetary and personal challenges, and these can be found at prophecyisgiven.com. And be sure to visit our website at thetrekkupwardradioshow.com or stop by on Facebook at www.facebook.com/trekupward. And be sure to hit like on our page, or visit YouTube and search for the Trek Upward Radio Show. Be sure to subscribe so you do not miss another episode of the Trek Upward Radio Show. The Trek Upward Radio Show is a studio at 5,600 feet production.